obviously, I thought a really important win for us, first and foremost, and I thought a really good kind of test of how we could handle a little bit of discomfort and adversity in that first half, right? We had a not good shooting half, and credit Bryant for coming out playing zone, kind of mixing it up. Didn't allow us to really get into a good offensive rhythm there in the first half. But I thought we did have some good looks that we didn't make. And so that's all we talked about at halftime was like we held them to 31 points. We're guarding. If we can do it without fouling them, that would certainly be helpful because 9 of their 31 was on the free throw line. But if we can just keep working and get a little more pace offensively, I think we'll find some good opportunities. Obviously, in the second half, we did that. 20 assists on 27 field goals is awesome, and the 18 offensive rebounds number is awesome as well.
Andy, you mentioned your assists. They had 5 assists. How much of your defense, you were mentioning it a little bit, but how much of that was key to that? I think it's a little bit of how they play. Like if you look at their games throughout the year, they don't always have high assist numbers. They have some very good one-on-one players, and they have some really talented guys, but their assist numbers aren't always high. And so, in the second half, we really talked about having better position because that guy is probably going one-on-one. And so if you can be in the right position, you might be able to get a hand on a ball like Savion McEwen all of a sudden gets that steal at the top of the key and a run-out layup, which was a huge play for us. And so that was kind of what we were trying to get our guys back into the proper positions at all times defensively to try and shrink the floor when they would go play one-on-one. I thought we did a good job, a better job in the second half of trying to move our feet and keep people in front of us. But it's just hard because those guys get a good head of steam and they get downhill.
How important was that run by Chris Coleman? I saw he was averaging 2.8 points per game. He had 10 points in about 3 minutes.
Yeah, he's a guy that is shooting great percentages. He's a guy who's, when he's playing active, has all the tools. And I thought the first time that he went out there, he didn't have the urgency we needed, right? We threw him the ball, he had a turnover, and then he got beat on the dribble. And when he came out, I kind of said to him, like, when are you going to be the player that you can be? You're 6'6", you're athletic, you can shoot it, you can pass it, you can handle it. Like, we really need you to start playing at a higher level than you're playing. And like, you're not a freshman anymore. You're not 7 games left now in your sophomore season. Like, what are you going to be about? And I thought when he went back in, he got a couple big rebounds. You could just see there was a better body language to him. There was a better energy and urgency to him. And I thought he was key. Obviously, the three-pointer was huge, but the offensive rebound putback, those 2 little short jump shots from the high post area, and that's what he can do. And we need him to do it. We need everybody to do it because, again, we're not always going to just roll them out and go and tear the cover off the ball scoring-wise. And so we never know who it's going to be. But as you look across the line, Yanni's 14, Bane 10, John 10, him 12, Malik with 8, that's pretty balanced scoring. And it seems like each and every night somebody steps up a little bit more and has a little bit extra, and we figure out a way to get enough points.
And how important this time of year to be able to play 10 and be able to spread minutes out?
I think it's helpful because I think if you look at playing Thursday, Saturday, if you look at the number of minutes guys have played overall, I thought Bryant had a really good offensive flow going at times in the game, and I thought late they got a little bit fatigued. Like, some of their jump shots came a little bit short. Maybe they can't make some of the same plays defensively. And, if you look at their minutes and you look at ours, we had 2 guys play 30 and everybody else, 25 or less. And I think that's the kind of thing that we try and preach to our guys. Like, if we can have 9 or 10 that are engaged and urgent and ready and can go out and be positive, like if you look at our bench, all their plus minuses were very much on the plus side. That's a huge advantage. We've looked at other games maybe where we've gone to the bench and they haven't produced as well, and we haven't been able to maybe win those games. So the more guys that we can play that are playing at a high level, I think the more dangerous your team becomes, and I think the more connected your team becomes.
Did it seem like the guys came out a little flat-footed energy-wise at all, or was it mostly just missing some shots here and there?
I thought that we had a breakdown defensively on the first three-pointer they made, and then they made that second three-pointer on the bank at the end of the shot clock. They made 2 shot clock threes as things at times were expiring. But I thought defensively we were okay. They were at 6 for a long time. Mm-hmm. I just thought we weren't as cohesive offensively. Mm-hmm. And I thought we got some decent looks early in the game. we just didn't have that pace. I thought, and it's what happens sometimes when you play zone. Zone all of a sudden like zaps your energy and everyone just kind of stands around. So we started trying to run middle to late first half. We started to try and run some man actions that had some more movement to it to try and get our guys in the flow. In the second half, we ran a lot more man stuff that kind of gave them some flow. We talked about after we move it a couple times, someone's got to drive it, someone's got to get in the paint, someone's got to get in the gap. And I thought that really kind of energized us.
Andy, what does 18 offensive rebounds tell you about your
Yeah, it's activity. I mean, our front court has done a great job all year of offensive rebounding. And, Cam Wilbon came flying in on one and he gets a tip. And, those are the things that I remember from the game. Some casual fans come and they remember, a 3-point shot that gets made, or they remember, a nice pass or a dunk. Like I remember, somebody keeping a ball alive or somebody being in the gap and getting their hand on something. Like those are the things that we always try and encourage. And, we've had a number of games this year where we've been able to get on the glass. And I think it's really been something we haven't had in years past that we're really trying to make sure that guys continue to do, because the number of extra shots or extra possessions you get because of it are critical. And then, Giannis and Charles and Malik and Chris and Cam and Maddie and at times, like those are little cheap buckets that, can turn the tide of the game. And I think tonight it had a big impact on that.